Hello students. Today I would like to give a lecture on the topic the fundamental unit of life. I would like to present this with the help of a PowerPoint presentation. The whole PowerPoint presentation will tell you what is cell, what is the structure of a cell, what are the different organelles of the cell and the different functions of the organelles of the cell. The fundamental unit of life. Yes, students, we have seen many organisms around us. It might be plants, animals, anything. But we call these as a living organisms. Why do we call it as a living organism? Because we see them moving, we see them eating food, we see them respiring, they reproduce, they respond to the stimulus. That's why we consider it as a living organism. But another question arises in the mind. How do these organisms function? How are the parts of their body react to the stimuli? So, to know all this, we have to know the fundamental unit of these living organisms. So, today we are going to study about that fundamental unit, that is the cell. Cells. Cells are the basic building blocks of all living things. Robert Hooke was a scientist. This is Robert Hooke. He was the first one to observe cell under microscope. Actually, once he tried to observe a thin slice of cork. You know what is cork? Cork is a substance which comes from a bark of a tree. Fortunately, when he observed the thin slice of a cork, he saw a structure. It was like honeycomb. There was a little compartments. He saw it and he named it as a cell. So, the word cell comes from a Latin word. The meaning of the word cell is a little room. So cells are the basic building blocks of all living things. They take in nutrients from food, convert those nutrients into energy and carry out specialized functions. Cells have many parts, each with a different function. Some of these parts, called organelles, are specialized structures that perform certain tasks within the cell. Cell is a Latin word, little room. Now, this is amoeba. You might have heard this name, amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular organism. What do you mean by unicellular? An organism which has only one cell, and that single cell does all the function of a cell. So this is amoeba and these are the parts of the amoeba. And now let us see a video related to amoeba. I have downloaded this video from YouTube. Now let's see the video. This is called as amoeba's lunch. Why it is called as amoeba's lunch? Because it is having its food. This portion, this part is the food, and you can see the structure of the amoeba is changing. It is capturing its food. It's capturing its food. Okay, you have seen the video. Now let's go to the next slide. That is the human cells. Cells are present both in plants as well as the animals. There are different types of cells. The number of cells in plants and animals varies from species to species. It has been estimated that humans contains somewhere around 40 trillion cells. The human brain itself has around 80 billion of cells. Isn't it interesting? Yes, now let's go to the next slide. Say, you see the picture of a cell. This is the structural organization of a cell. The different parts. Okay. Now, before I tell something about the cells, I would like to introduce the two words, that is eukaryote and prokaryote. So what is eukaryote and prokaryote? You see the picture here. There is a difference in the center of here. This is the nucleus part, the center part of the cell, and this is also the center part of this cell. But there is some difference here. Here we don't have a distinct layer that covers around the nuclear part, but here there is a covering, and so this type of cells are called as eukaryote and this type of cells are called as prokaryote. Usually all the plants, higher plants and animals are eukaryotes. Even we, the human beings, we are the eukaryotes. But some unicellular organisms, some bacteria, they are all prokaryotes. And here there are two cells, that is a human cell and that is a plant cell. Human cell means animal cell, we consider as an animal cell, and this is a plant cell. So this is a picture here. Okay. Next, let us move to the next slide. The first of all, I would like to explain that is the plasma membrane. Here, the plasma membrane is also called as cell membrane. It is a membrane found in all cells that separates the interior of the cell from the outside environment. In bacteria and plant cells, a cell wall is attached to the plasma membrane on its outside surface. These plasma membrane, they carry carbon dioxide, oxygen across the cell membrane. See here you are seeing the picture of a cell plasma membrane or the cell membrane. Now we'll go to the previous slide. See here, in the human cell, this is the cell membrane. This portion, this colored part is the cell membrane in animal cell or the human cell. But in the plant cell, this is the plasma membrane or the cell, this layer, the second layer. And in plant cells, see, you see this part, this is the cell wall. This is called a cell wall. It is outer to the cell membrane, but it is absent in animal cell. You don't find any cell wall in the animal cell. That is the one difference between the animal cell and the plant cell. So the plant cell has a cell wall, but the animal cell wall is absent. Okay, now let's move to the, but in bacteria also we see the plasma membrane here and the cell wall also. See this one. Okay, next let's move to the next cell wall. See, this is about the structure of the cell wall. See here once again we are showing here. This is cell wall. This is the next inner to that is the cell membrane. So this is structure of cell wall. Okay, and it consists mainly of cellulose. And now the nucleus. It is the main part of a cell because the nucleus controls all the function of a cell. It might be a plant cell or an animal cell. In both the cells we find the nucleus. So nucleus is a membrane bound organelle that contains genetic material. You might know in the word genetic material. What is genetic material? It carries the characters of one living one organism to the his offsprings. So that is the genetic material. Eukaryotic organisms as such. It serves to maintain the integrity of the cell by facilitating transcription and replication process. Okay, we'll move to the next slide. Cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a thick solution that fills each cell. After the cell membrane, then we see this part. It's a thick solution like part. And this is called as cytoplasm. Both the plant cell as well as the animal cell consists the cytoplasm. Then let's study up the other organelles of the cell. So first we are going to study about endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, from the Latin word net, because it looks like a net. Basically, an endoplasmic reticulum is a plasma membrane found inside the cell that folds in on itself to create an internal space known as the lumen. This lumen is actually continuous with the perinuclear space, so we know the endoplasmic reticulum is attached to the nuclear envelope. There are actually two different endoplasmic reticuli in a cell, the smooth and the rough. The smooth means it has the site of protein production. The Golgi apparatus. So the Golgi apparatus earlier we had discussed the production of proteins in the rough endoplasmic reticulum. If the smooth and the rough endoplasmic reticula are how we make our product. The Golgi is the mailroom that sends our product to customers. It is responsible for packing proteins from the rough endoplasmic reticulum into the membrane-bound vesicles. Let's go to the previous one once again. Here, in endoplasmic reticulum, there are two types of endoplasmic reticulum. That is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum and the rough endoplasmic reticulum. So, the rough endoplasmic reticulum is a site of protein production. And this is about the cytosol. What is cytosol? The proteins that enter the Golgi by mistake are sent back into cytosol. It is given the example. Just imagine the barcode scanning wrong and the item being returned. It's like that. Then comes the cell membrane. What does the cell membrane do? It is given here. And then about the secretion. Some proteins are meant to be secreted. They secrete the proteins and the functions of the proteins are given here. Then the lysosome, the final destination of proteins, where these proteins finally go and say, that is the lysosome. So vesicles sent to this acidic organelle contain enzymes that will hydrolyze the lysosome's content. Now the another part is the mitochondria. And this mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of a cell. Why it is called as the powerhouse of a cell? Because it gives energy, it produces energy. So it's just like a factory, can't run without electricity. Similarly, a cell cannot run without energy, and this energy is provided by mitochondria. So that's why we call it as a powerhouse of cell. Okay. So this is just once again I'll show you the mitochondria. This is the mitochondria, the structure. Then lysosomes. I explained to you about the lysosome. These are called the suicide bags of a cell. Lysosomes are called as the suicide bags of the cells. And here there are the Golgi apparatus here, vesicles. See, these are the endoplasmic reticulum. These are the endoplasmic, they are like net-like structure, endoplasmic reticulum. And these are the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, two types. This is the rough one and the smooth one. This is the plasma membrane. I explained about it. And these are the ribosomes. These ribosomes are present on rough endoplasmic reticulum. That's why it looks like this. It differs from the smooth because of the presence of ribosomes. These ribosomes actually produce the proteins. Okay. Now then another part, that is the vacuole. And it is also a storage part. It stores. Okay, next slide. And once again we are showing all the organelles are given here and its functions. And what are they called? Say all these are the different functions of these organelles. Okay, I conclude my lecture. Thank you.